for this opportunity to be able to play, under these circumstances. Did we really see this day coming? No, but we're just very thankful that today, came and, we were able to play. We've had a lot that we've been dealing with. Our kids are adjusting on the fly, but they found a way. They found a way to come out today and play with energy, which was a big topic because we knew we were not going to have fans, and they're used to fans. And when you have great fans, here at Mississippi State, and they're not able to be there, they give you some energy. So we had to create energy from within. So I'm sure you heard our young ladies talk a lot about energy, but they created that energy from the jump, which allowed us to, play the way we wanted to play. I mean, it's our first game of the season. We did a lot of good things. There's some things that, we got to go back and continue to fix. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but I'm just thankful for them for getting this win. It's my first win here as the head coach, at Mississippi State. They wanted it for me, but I wanted it for them. Our coaches did a great job of scouting. So the credit doesn't go to me, it goes to them. They did the work and they bought into the game plan, and we were able to get this win against an in-state school that, comes in and night out to where they want to beat Mississippi State.
Questions? We'll start with Ben.
Nikki, in terms of the timeline of this week, obviously you guys are prepping to go to Connecticut. It gets canceled. You guys add this game. What was kind of the timeline in terms of getting this game scheduled, and how did you guys kind of go about that?
I think the biggest thing is once we found out that we were not going, we had to figure out how we were going to get a game because our next game wasn't until, next Wednesday. So we wanted to figure out how we could get a game. So our coaches were on the phone scrambling. Once we solidified a game, then we started to prep. Brittany Young, she did our scout for the game, and she had 2 days to turn it around. And she's very detail oriented. The game plan was great. Our kids bought into it. And we had 2 days to prep and get ready for it. And I thought, I thought it really helped us having those days instead of maybe 1 day to get ready. But it was good. But you just got to be able to adjust. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, games are getting canceled left and right. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but we just got to be ready to adjust on the fly.
Just quick follow-up to that. I mean, what is kind of the challenge of prepping for a game and having to turn a scouting report in 2 days and get all that, prep for an opponent on that short notice?
I think the biggest thing is making sure that, the kids are good, they're rested, that you're not overwhelming them with information, but they really understand what a team likes to do. And I thought, in particular with this team, they have an identity with their defense. They score a lot off of their defense, offensive rebounds, getting to the free throw line, those effort things. And we had to take that away. And I thought, we did that. We knew they were a team that liked to get in the paint. And we solidified that in the paint. They only scored 10 points in the paint. So they were really bought in and locked into the game plan, which allowed us to be successful.
We'll go to Robbie.
Hey, Nikki, we saw Zahra on the bench, and it seemed like she was in good spirits or whatever, but what's the status? What's her status right now? I saw she posted something on Instagram, but can you clarify her status right now and kind of what's up with her?
I think the biggest thing is, our medical team, they talk to me every single day. It is a day-to-day process with Zahra. And, we're just happy that, obviously she was able to go through warm-ups, which was really good. So for her, it's a day-to-day. And, when she's cleared to play, we'll be ready for her. But I know that, she's in practice sporadically. And, for us, it's just whenever she's cleared, she'll be ready to rock and roll.
Joel.
Hey, Nikki, just the emotions of the moment is probably different when you walk out into the hump and there's nobody here. But to be the head coach of an SEC school now, of course, you got quite a history in this league. Just what's kind of those emotions when you walk out that tunnel, knowing after the last few months, well, here I go.
Well, I think it's preparation. When you're prepared, you get those butterflies in your stomach, because you're ready for. This game to get started, and you're ready for, the tip, for the ball to tip up. And then once that happens, then you're in mode. But I think throughout the day, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm sitting here like, I'm ready for the ball to jump up. I was ready, just to get it over with because, it was just building up. And, but I thought our kids did a really good job of just, again, coming out and sticking to the game plan. They made it easy today. They played with a lot of energy. They played with effort. And we got on a roll there where we're really playing some good basketball and sharing the basketball. A big stat, 23 assists on 32 made field goals. That's pretty nice. That's sharing the basketball.
Go ahead to Chris.
Hey, Nikki, your first possession on defense, you guys get a stop, shot clock violation. Do you think that really set the tone energy-wise for the effort y'all had tonight?
Definitely. Again, we knew the game plan and how this team liked to score. And I thought, I rely a lot on Maya. I rely a lot on Mingo. Both of them are in the starting lineup. You got 2 point guards starting for you. So they get to generate a lot. They know the game plan. They're expected to know the game plan. And, when they're locked in, our team is going to be locked in, so I challenged them a lot, being sharp and being ready, every possession in practice, all of those things. But they have to fuel our team. And when they have energy and they're pressuring the ball and they're engaged, then our team will be engaged. But you're right, that did set the tone, and it just made the energy go up even more.
We'll go back to Ben.
Nikki, you kind of touched on it, but in terms of just being on the floor with no one in the crowd, no fans, anything, what does that feel like to be coaching a game like that when you can hear the squeaks a little louder and there's not necessarily as much screaming? I mean, what is that like being on the floor in a game like that?
Well, we were very much prepared for it because we were able to do 2 scrimmages. So, we were able to do 2 scrimmages like this with our practice guys. The last scrimmage, we did have some music going on, so that kind of helped a little bit. But, I thought our scrimmages really helped us prepare for today. So it wasn't something that we were not used to. I credit that. I credit, the SEC allowing us to bring officials in to scrimmage because I thought they really helped us today.
Go to Tyler.
Nikki, 29 threes is a lot more than Mississippi State attempted last year's. Is that a number you guys feel like you'll hit quite a lot this season? And how would you assess how well this team can shoot the ball from 3?
Well, I would tell you when we came in this summer, we shot the ball extremely well. We did a lot of shooting. I think they were exhausted in their individual workouts because there was a lot of shots. And that's what I want. For me, a good shot is a shot that you can make 7 out of 10 times. A bad shot is a shot that's contested. And once we buy into that, we'll be good. I think great teams fight for great shots. And that shot can be quick. That shot can be late. But if you're consistently showing that you can hit those shots, we don't mind you taking them if they're wide open. You're expected to make open shots. And if not, then you got to figure out a way to do something about it. And if you can't do something about it, then it makes my decision pretty easy. Then you become assistant coach by me. But I don't really get off on that. It's more the defense. But when you're getting open shots, you got to knock them down. You just got to have pride and knock them down because we're going to get open shots because of how aggressive we are. And I don't want us to live and die by the 3. But that's the way the game is. People are going to give you shots. You got to knock them down. If they're going to disrespect you, you got to knock them down. And that's part of it. And then it'll open up so much more, for the game. But I don't want our team to be afraid to shoot the ball. I want them to understand time and score. And I want them to be able to hit shots, because when the game's on the line, I don't want them looking over at me. They have to have the confidence to be able to knock down those shots.
Anything else for Coach? Ben.
Nikki, just real quick, you got some really good minutes from Madyson tonight. What did you kind of see from her in her first game and maybe some of the other newcomers to this roster as well?
Well, I would tell you Madyson has had 3 really good practices, so I'm not surprised that she came out and performed like this. Just really been challenging her, to be that intangible player for us. I talked to all of our kids, our coaches. We talked about their role. I think she now has a clear understanding of what she brings to the table. I think when players on our team talk to her, I think she's a team player. She's going to go through a wall, for this team because that's just how she's built and that's how she's made a name for herself. But she's going to get rebounds. She's going to come out of nowhere and get those rebounds. And I said that. But when she has energy and when she's aggressive, good things happen for her. And just, excited for her maturation. I think, playing these non-conference games are really going to get her ready for, a physical, tough SEC schedule. But she is battle tested because she's getting a lot of reps in practice and she's having to battle our practice guys every day.
Anything else for Coach?